Hi, I'm Jess Haywood, and I use she, her pronouns. I am the coordinator in belonging and engagement that works with clubs and organizations. So today we are going to go over Hawk N.E.S.T, which is our online platform for news, engagement, support, and teamwork. It's a great platform for all of our clubs and all students on campus who want to get connected and see what's going on. So the main way that you are going to access Hawk N.E.S.T is you are going to get on Okta, sou.okta.com, which is our main login platform. And then you should see a Hawk N.E.S.T button here. So you're going to click on Hawk N.E.S.T to log in via Okta. And you will come to the homepage of Hawk N.E.S.T. So our goal is to have this be the top landing spot for all of our clubs and organizations, as well as for any student who wants to get connected to campus. So if you ever talk to any friends or students, make sure that you're sending them over to Hawk N.E.S.T to see how they can sign up for things, how they can see what's happening on campus, and track their engagement that way. Um, so Hawk N.E.S.T is beneficial because students can find a list of groups, which is all of our student clubs and organizations, as well as campus offices on campus. And then they can also see lists of events. You can also chat within the platform as well. And so you see this top menu here. You also have a left-hand menu. And then on your homepage, just some little updates. You'll see a list of upcoming events that are happening. You can easily click from here to get into your groups, and then some other ways to engage with our leaderboards. On the left-hand menu, things that are going to be most useful for club leaders are going to be in the My Activity section, where you can then again access your groups and events that you're putting on, any checklists that you're working on, such as your club leader training, which is what this is part of, involvement, surveys and forms that you filled out. So anytime that you submit an event registration form, you can find that form here and you can look at what the progress is on that form, as well as other things. And then we do have other links to other campus resources here as well. So groups are very useful for clubs and for non-club members. So if a general student wants to look at clubs and groups on campus, they can just click on the groups button and you can see a quick overview here. You'll see your groups that you're a part of. You'll see most recent ones that you clicked on and then suggested groups. You can also search. The best thing to do is click on all groups to see a comprehensive list of all of the groups that are on our campus. You can see there are 85. A lot of those, the majority are student organizations and clubs. So you can, if you just want to see those clubs, you can click here to filter out. You can also click to filter on student life departments or housing, etc., to see specific groups. And then once you scroll down at the groups, you can see the different information here. One of the things to note is that if you want to have a contact listed here, like Biology Club does, then you will need to mark one of your officers as the main contact on the officer management page. So that's really nice to have that main contact there. Someone can click on that name and go directly to talk to that student about that club. So each of you will be managing your own club portal, which is what we call these pages. And then students can also view events as well. So if students go to the events tab, it currently shows you how many events are listed. Keep in mind, I'm doing this over the summer, so we don't have a lot of events on here. Currently, we have Woof Woof Wednesdays and Therapy Dog Thursdays. This page gives you an overview of all of the events that are coming up. These events might go 4 or 5 months into the future. You can see the last one we have here is December 12th. As you add events and club meetings into Hawk N.E.S.T and get those approved, they will show up here unless you have marked for them to be private just for your group, in which case only your group members can see these events. So you get a general overview of each event by looking at this section: time, place, location, the tags that apply to it. And then students can also filter if they're looking for events from a specific group or only campus recreation groups or student organization groups, and those events that are hosted by them, then you can sort that way as well. So lots of different ways to sort by events, or if you're looking for specifically entertainment or something that has to do with career, you can click on those pieces. Um, Registering for events is something new. Let's take a look at a Woof Woof Wednesday, which is one of our therapy dog events that we have coming up in the fall. Once you click on the event, you will see the general information up at the top, and then you'll see a registration button. So students can register for events. Most events that we have online hosted by our clubs don't require registration, although some events do. Some groups, such as Epic, might put register ahead of time to get a T-shirt or something like that. So for most of our events, registration isn't required, though you can make it required if you need it to be for one of your events. So what a student can do is they can click on the register button. Even if it's not required, it's great if people register because then that gives you, as the club leader, an idea that people are interested in your event. So if there's no other questions for them to answer, they'll be taken directly to, hey, you've been registered. If there's more questions for them to answer, or for example, a waiver for them to fill out, they will be taken to that page. For example, this one, they have selected the liability waiver and they can scroll through, read their waiver, fill it out, and then confirm their registration. So it's really great that people can register for events and you can even ask different questions. For example, what size t-shirt do you need when you come to the event, etc. You can also manage your events on Hawk Nest by clicking the manage button once you get to your event that you are hosting. And the really cool thing here is you can add or invite attendees. So if you want to invite all of your club members, you can do that. You would just select invite attendees by email, and then you just start typing someone's name and they will pop up for you to invite to the event, and then you can click add. If you also have a list of people, you can copy and paste that list of names in here as well. So you can invite people to your event before it's even started to start getting excitement around the event. And then you can see who's registered, how many people have registered. And you can also check in attendees. So we will go over more what checking in attendees does and how to work that in the event section. But I just wanted to show you a few pieces because you are required to put all of your events on Hawk N.E.S.T. You are required to check in attendees so we can get that data for how many people are attending different things. Once you have attendees, they will all show up here in a list. So you can look back later and see which events were most popular. And you can even see if you had someone who attended all of your events or most of your events. If you go back to the home, another piece that we have on here, which is just kind of a fun piece, is our leaderboards. So we have individual leaderboards. Every time you do something on here, you get points. And so those points are for different kinds of things. A lot of times you don't even know that you are completing those points. But once you, like, for example, check into 3 events, you'll get points. And then we also have club leaderboard points too. So it's kind of fun to look at you as a club and see how many points you have. So right now, the top club that we have is Samoan Club. So they've got active club, they're in good standing, and they have put a lot of events in here, partially because of their Fia Fia night practices. So you can kind of look at points if you're a competitive person and click on these different things to see what you get for the points and how you can interact. So that's a good general overview. Remember, this My Activity section is going to be useful for you as a club leader. Probably the most useful section is going to be clicking on My Surveys and Forms, and then you can see what forms that you have filled out, if you've actually submitted it, or if it's in the draft phase. All of these that I have in here are draft phase. And then you'll be able to see over here in this section that's currently blank, where it is in the process. So if it's waiting on certain approvals. So as you are submitting forms, it's really great to check on your forms here by clicking on My Surveys and Forms. The other things is, for example, My Checklist. So you can come check out your club leadership checklist and make sure that you're getting everything done. Keep in mind that we've got the required training that this is part of, but then we also have we will be adding more optional trainings. And so you can kind of keep track of those optional trainings here. All right, so that is a good overview. We also have chats as well, so you can use this platform to chat with other people within your club or outside of your club. Um, and just kind of look around on here. We will share more information later, specifically about how to submit events, how to manage your club and your members, and how to check attendance into your events.